Hi Wolverines! So today I'm going to be demoing a science experiment for you all, and you guys have the opportunity to do the science experiment on Friday if you would like. If not, you can watch along with my video and do the activities after you watch my video, but either way is perfectly okay. This week's science experiment is going to be focusing on de-stressing. April is Stress Awareness Month, and stress is something that we all feel sometimes. It's just when you feel nervous or anxious, and there's plenty of ways that we can make sure we aren't stressed. We can do things to calm us down. Some of the ways Miss Travis likes to teach us to calm down and de-stress is by doing some yoga or by going outside and doing something outdoors. We can do a brain break like we do in class with our dances and stuff like that. Today we're going to learn about another way that people can de-stress, and that is by taking baths. Sometimes when people take baths, they use bath bombs, and in bath bombs they have essential oils, which are calming smells to keep us relaxed, like Miss Travis uses in her diffusers. So today we're going to learn how to make our own homemade bath bombs, and we're going to learn the chemistry behind those bath bombs. So now, looking at our lesson, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what bath bombs are. So to make our own bath bombs, we need two main things. We need baking soda and we need cream of tartar. When these two things are in powder form and we combine them, nothing happens. They just stay in powder form. However, when we mix them with water, they do react. This is called a chemical reaction. They react because baking soda is a base and cream of tartar is an acid. When these two things hit warm water, they react and they form a new thing called carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide gets trapped in the bubbles, and that's what makes the bath smell so good with the essential oils. And then when they pop, they release all those essential oils to calm you down. So now that we know kind of what they are and what they do, we're going to get started and make these bath bombs. Now remember, one warning that we do have for the science experiment is that essential oils are very concentrated. They smell really strong, and although they can calm you down, some people might be allergic to these, so just ask your family and see if everybody's okay with it. So let's see, what did we just learn? We learned that April is Stress Awareness Month. We learned that everyone feels stressed sometimes. We know people can do activities to release their stress, like yoga or bath bombs or brain breaks. The thing we're talking about today is that people can take warm baths to feel less stress, and smelling calming smells can help you feel less stress too. So what can we do about it? What can we do about this problem of stress? We can use chemistry to make our own homemade bath bombs. So before we start, we need to know what we need. So to make bath bombs, these are the ingredients we need. These are the ingredients that Miss Travis posted on Class Dojo on Monday and that have been there all week. So this recipe makes a lot of bath bombs. I don't need that many bath bombs, and my molds are quite small. So I'm going to actually cut this recipe in half, and I'm going to do that by splitting every ingredient in half. So it calls for 2 cups of baking soda. So if I split that in half, that means I need 1 cup of baking soda. So I'm going to get my measuring cup and my baking soda, and I'm going to measure out 1 cup of baking soda. You want to make sure you fill all the way to the top. And it's okay if you make a little mess, we can clean that up later. Ooh. So fill it all the way to the top, but not too much. Okay? I did make a mess, but that's okay. So 1 cup of baking soda. The recipe calls for 1 cup of cream of tartar. Now remember, I'm halving that, so I'm going to do half a cup of cream of tartar. So I have my half cup I'm going to fill it all the way up. You can pat it on the counter to make it go flat. And that used up a whole container, and then I'm going to use a little bit more of this new one. Okay, so we have half a cup cream of tartar. The recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of olive oil, but I'm halving it, so I'm going to do only 1 tablespoon. I'm going to have to hold this one because it's liquid and it'll spill. We need food coloring, a large bowl. We need a spoon. Essential oils. You can pick your favorite scent. I picked peppermint because that's my favorite. We need a spray bottle with water. And we need silicone ice trays. Oh, there we go. We can set it in the lid. Maybe. That's okay. I'll fix it. Silicone ice tray. Silicone means it's bendy, okay? And like I said, I have small ones, and I have shooting stars and brains because we're doing science and we're smart, and brains show both. So now we're gonna get started. Step 1, put the baking soda, cream of tartar, olive oil, and food coloring in the bowl. So my baking soda, that was the 1 cup. We're gonna put it in the bowl, all of it. The cream of tartar, all of it. The olive oil, all of it. Olive it. And the food coloring, and we only need a couple drops. We want to make sure that we can see the color and that it's pastel, but we don't want to get our mixture too wet, because remember, when it gets wet, it will start reacting. So I'm going to put about 3 drops. Step 2, stir with spoon. The mixture should still be powdery once we get all of this mixed up. I'm going to add a little bit more food coloring because I'm not seeing that yet. It's going to be trapped in there. Okay. And I have a feeling the food coloring will show up a bit more when we add some water. Okay. So I'm going to call that good for now. Step 3. Spray 2 to 3 squirts of water onto the mixture. We want to do a little bit at a time, because if we do a little bit, the reaction won't happen too much. If we do a lot, the reaction will go crazy and then the experiment won't work. So I did 3, and we want to mix it and repeat adding little bits of water at a time until we can mold the mixture. Not so much of a powder, but we can mold it. So that still looks too dry, because if I do that, it does not stay together. And you see that food coloring starting to show a bit more? One, 2, 3. It looks like it's getting there, but it's not there yet. We're getting close though. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Almost, but it's still crumbling just a little bit. 1, 2, 3. I'll do 4. More. I'm gonna do just one more go round. Okay, this should do it. All right, so we see we can kind of start to mold it into shapes now, and it stays together. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so now that it can be molded, let's do one more. Now that it can be molded, we're gonna move on to step 6. Put 2 to 3 drops of essential oil into the mixture and stir. That looks good. So remember, I chose peppermint, but you can choose whatever you like. Lavender is a good one to calm you. Oh. There we go. 2 to 3 drops. I'm gonna do 3. You might not be able to see it on camera, but 1, 2, 3. We're gonna mix that up, and this stuff is really strong, so you don't need much at all. My whole kitchen already smells like peppermint. Okay. And you can see that blue food coloring really started to show up once we added the water and the essential oils. So now step 7 says to press the mixture firmly into the ice cube trays. So I'm going to do some of these rings. So we're going to put it in there. Press firmly means to press it in there hard. And pack it in tight, okay? And remember, we're in science. It's okay to get a little bit messy. That's what the cleanup is for. So I'm going to do the rest of these off camera, but you're going to keep doing that until all of this is gone, until your whole bowl is empty, or until you run out of ice cube trays. And then we're going to after we fill them up, we're going to let the bath bombs sit in the ice cube trays for 1 to 2 days. So in our meeting on Thursday, since we don't have school on Friday, I will show you guys how these turned out, and I will test them in some warm water for you. And then once they're dry after a day, so on Thursday I will show you the rest of the steps, but basically we're going to take them out of the ice cube trays, and we are going to put them in some more water and see if they worked out. So now let's just review real quick what we did today and what I showed you guys. So remember, bath bombs are created from a chemical reaction by putting both baking soda and cream of tartar, a base and an acid, together. And then once we put them in water, they react to each other and they create carbon dioxide bubbles, which releases smells and essential oils to keep us calm and to ease our nerves. And that's about it for this week's science experiment. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you on our meeting and when I'm testing out our bath bombs. Have a good day, Wolverines. Bye.